twin flames, soulmates, and everything you need to know about them. And what's inspired this was a new series that's out on TV about twin flames. And I watched that, and as a hypnotist, I guide people through past life regressions, and I talk to their souls. I summon their soul, and I have a conversation with their soul, and I get to ask them, when are they going to meet their soulmate or twin flame or whatever questions that they have, and I get the answers from these people from within. I actually speak to their soul, and I actually get their answers to find out what is going on there. And so when I see this thing on TV where this soulmate is the one person who you are destined to love and nobody else will do, and what I get from this stuff when I hear people saying this stuff is that there's only one person in the world for them. One person. And you've got to scour that whole world, and if you can't find your soulmate or your twin flame, then you're not lovable. And that is just not true at all. So a twin flame, what a twin flame is a twin flame is what happens when when your soul becomes split into two. And so your soul decided that it was going to have this experience splitting itself off into two different bodies. And so these are mirrors of each other. And so when I say mirrors, then that means that they are exactly the opposite. And so when you meet up with your twin flame, you will not love them. You'll feel a deep connection, yes. But that deep connection is not love. That deep connection is that your soul is telling you that they have all the parts that you're missing. So what happens is that when we meet up with a soulmate, they represent all the stuff in us that we suppress in ourselves, right? And we represent all of their suppressed parts. They can see that. So we can see within each other that we're the missing parts. And so when you have this twin flame, that means you're only half a person. And when you come together with this other person, then you are supposed to be a complete person. Now, the only reason that you feel good, the reason that you feel this love and this connection with this person is because they display all the parts of you that you suppress, and your subconscious wants you to be more like that. It doesn't actually want you to marry them. It wants you to be more like them. So if you are an introvert, say, and you go to karaoke, and the person that you're going to fall for, your twin flame, will be the one that's up there singing their face off, showing that they don't care what other people think about them, openly displaying their sexuality, that kind of thing. When they have that courage, when they have that confidence that you are lacking, then your subconscious wants you to be more courageous. It wants you to get up and have a good time and start singing. It doesn't want you to marry that person. And what happens is that we get together and we marry this person, right? And so this person has, these are their strong points, these are weak points, strong point, weak point, strong point, weak point. And here you are with the exact opposite. And so your strong point marries right up with their weak points, just like this. And so you guys fit together like a glove, and you become one. When you get together, you become one. So the two of you together become one, and so you become one whole person. Well, when you become one whole person, well, you're two people. There should be two people coming together. And when you come together as these twin flames, then what's going to happen is you marry them because you take in these parts that you're missing. But since your subconscious wants you to actually just be like that, then the honeymoon phase, you allow yourself to love those aspects of them. And by default, because you love those aspects in them, you also love yourself. So that activates your self-love. But after a little while, that stuff gets irritating. So all those things that you once found to be so attractive, you start to suppress them in that other person. And when you suppress them, then what happens is that, you go to karaoke, and then all of a sudden you're saying, yeah, well, you look like a fool up there like that. Maybe you should sit down and just watch for a change. And they're going to do the exact same thing. Oh, you should be getting up there and singing. Have a little fun once in a while. And so you start nattering and picking at each other. and you start treating those parts that you first started loving in them, you start treating them the same way you treated them within yourself. And so you try to suppress them and hold them down and get them to be not like that, because you don't like them being like that, just like you don't like you being like that. And they do the same thing to you. So you get into fixing each other. And that's what happens in a lot of these relationships. There's not a lot of us that have split our souls into two and we're living two lives at once. It's just not a common thing. And the idea is not to hook up with yourself and marry yourself. We get into soulmates, and sometimes people say the same kind of thing about soulmates. Oh, there's one soulmate. But soulmates are the people that you reincarnate with. And so in one life, your soulmates could be like 3 or 4 different people. In one incarnation, you're the mate, you're the wife. In another, you're the husband. In another, you're the son. And the other, you're a grandparent. So you change roles so that you can experience different things over and over. This is what our soul's growth is all about. This is why we are here on this planet. And if you believe in soulmates and you believe in twin flames, then you have to believe in souls and reincarnation. Otherwise, they wouldn't exist. So by default, if you're looking for a twin flame, then you have to believe in reincarnation. And same with soulmates. So when you deal with your soulmates, these are all the people that have been around. And one time you're the victim, and the next time you're the perpetrator. So one time you're a murderer killing people, and in the next life you're the victim getting killed. And so we experience from all different positions everything that there is to experience as a human, so that our souls can learn and grow. That's what the whole idea here is learning and growing and becoming master manifestors. And so when you hook up with your soulmate, it doesn't mean that there's only one of them. There's several soulmates, and you'll reincarnate over and over. And last time you were, if you're looking to hook up your soulmate, that person might have been one of your kids last time. So what does that mean when you're trying to hook up with your soulmate? That doesn't make it a good thing. It doesn't matter either. You shouldn't be really concerned about whether or not you've reincarnated with this person. You've had lots of experience with them. But that doesn't mean that you're going to have a good relationship if you marry them. It doesn't mean you're going to have a good relationship if you hook up with your twin flame. In fact, if you hook up with your twin flame, there's probably going to be a lot of repelling there. And the only way you can make a relationship work with a twin flame or a soulmate is if you do the inner work and you become more like them. If you try to control them and manipulate them and get them to become more like you, then you've defeated the whole purpose, and you're just going to have a horrible relationship. And so when you decide that you're going to find your twin flame, that one person, what you're really saying is that you're not really worthy of love. Because here's the truth about love, is love is an inside job, and all love is self-love. You are a soul. You are a soul who's manifested a body into the 3D realm. And that soul has a vibration. That vibration, we can feel that vibration, and that vibration is love. So we're a being of love and light. Our vibration is that of love. That is our base vibration. And when you are not in alignment with your own soul, that is when you have your negative emotions. And so loving yourself, being in that vibration of love, because you are a being of love and light. When you stand in your vibration, you're love. Love isn't something that you do to other people. It's not something you give and take from others, and people can't give and take it from you, because love is an inside job. It's who you are. It's your internal vibration. Thinking that you're not worthy of love is like saying, oh, I'm not worthy of being a human being. Because just as you're more love than you are a human being. Your soul has reincarnated and gone through hundreds, maybe even thousands of bodies, and the soul remains. That's the one that keeps coming back, and it's a being of love. And so at your very core, you are a being of love. And so if you're looking for love, and you're looking for love outside of you, you're never, ever going to find it. You're going to find it temporarily when you find your twin flame. It'll allow you to actually love those parts of you. But then when you hook up with your twin flame, if you don't start doing the personal work and start loving yourself, then that relationship is going to turn into a disaster. And you're going to start trying to fix them while they're trying to fix you. It'll become an unbalanced relationship, and it's just not going to work. So the best thing that you can do if you want to find somebody who you're hugely compatible with, then if you do all the work and you find self-love within you, then you'll find somebody who has also done their work and found self-love within themselves, and that'll be the best person for you to hook up with. Otherwise, you're just going to get into a relationship with other people who are your exact opposite, and while you feel that love originally when you first meet them, because they represent the parts of you that are missing, then you're going to love them. And that love is going to fade within 6 months to a year. And then you will start trying to manipulate and control them and fix them so that they're more like you. And they'll do the same thing to you. And then that's when you get into this hardcore relationship where you're fighting. There might even be some abuse there, because that's how these things turn out. So the best thing that you can do before you hook up with somebody is to do your work. If you hook up with somebody who is ready to do their work, and you're ready to do your work, and together you look at each other and you learn that the things that you hate about each other are actually the things about you that you need to accept and love, and you actually do that work, then that relationship will turn out to be an amazing relationship. But how often does that actually happen? How often do people get together thinking that they're going to, work on themselves and become a better person? Not very often. And it's something that needs to be agreed upon. If it's not their idea and they're not planning on getting better, chances are they're not going to. People don't tend to get better and do the inner work unless they have a problem. And when you don't have a problem, when you first get together and you are in love, you don't have a problem. You're not going to do the inner work because you don't feel that you need to, and you don't at that time. You've learned to love and accept those parts. But that is fake love and acceptance. Until you do the inner work, you won't truly love and accept yourself, because that's all love is self-love. That's all an inside job. And when you stand in your vibration of love and you act from that vibration of love, then you are a loving person. When you do something that is mean from a vibration of love, it's still loving. But if you do something mean from a vibration of hate, or if you do something where you think is loving from a vibration of not good enough, a vibration of sadness, then it's not love. It becomes something else. It becomes manipulation and control. And you don't want that either. So when it comes down to twin flames or soulmates, then the thing that you really want to do is focus on creating love inside of yourself, finding the love inside of you. And once you find that love inside of you, then you'll be a vibration of love, and you will attract more loving people. You'll find that loving partner that you've always been looking for, and you haven't been able to find them because you're looking for love in all the wrong places. It's not something that comes from outside. Somebody can't give you love. It's not possible, because love is your vibration. It's what's inside of you. And the best thing that you could do, of course, is to do your own work. And how do you do that? Well, there's many different ways. I'm a hypnotist, and I use hypnosis to help people to clear this stuff up, to find the self-love within themselves. And in order to find the self-love, you got to get rid of all the things that are preventing you from seeing that you're a being of love and light. So all the negative thoughts and images, all the negative beliefs that you have about yourself, so all the negative images, the thoughts, the pictures, the feelings and sensations, all that stuff has got to go. You get rid of all the negative trauma, all the negative emotions, and let them go. Once you finish processing those emotions, you let go of all the things that have been triggering you. Once you get rid of all of that, then it clears the way that you can find self-love. And then once you find that self-love, there's no going back. There's no going back, because you know that it's you. You know that it's within you. And that love is a choice, and you stand in that vibration of love and you attract more love to you. Instead of trying to make everybody around you happy or trying to make them feel loved so that you can feel loved, that doesn't work. In the history of people pleasing, I don't know of any people pleasers who are actually pleased. It does not work. And so you have to please yourself first. You have to go within. You have to find self-love. Stand in your power of love. That's when you take your power back. Because right now, you give that power to everybody else. And you keep doing things for them, hoping that they'll give you love back. And they don't reciprocate, because those things that you're doing to give them love, they don't perceive them as loving things the way you perceive them as loving things. So find that love within. And hypnosis, I have a process that really helps you to do it in one session. You get rid of all the obstacles, all the things that don't allow you to see that you're a being of love and light. You get rid of all them, and then you step into your love. And you become a being of love. And from there, if you want to ask more questions of your soul about who is your ideal mate, who's your twin flame, who's your soulmate, what is a soulmate, and get that information, then that's what I do. I help people get into that trance state so that we can connect with their soul. You reconnect with your higher self. And then we have a conversation, and you put together a list of questions for me to ask it, and I'll get the answers for you. So if you want to know who your soulmate is, or who is your twin flame, or when you're going to find them, or any of those questions, we can get those questions answered for you. If you want to find out how to find your soulmate, if you want to find out what you need to do in order to attract the right person, you can get all those answers, because all the answers are within you. And that love that you're looking for, it's inside, and I can help you find it. You can find me at jeffbroomfield.com, and on my website, you can hit the Get Started button and set yourself up a free strategy session, and we can talk about how you can find your soulmate, how you can find self-love and become that perfect lover, attracting your soulmate, your twin flame that you've been looking for all this time. Follow me for more.